Good morning. I'm Lee Anderson, a member of your parish committee here at First Parish. We're so happy to welcome you in person or online. And a special welcome to visitors. And after the service is over at around 11 o'clock, after all the pieces of the service are over, please join us for coffee downstairs. You'll just follow the aroma and you'll figure out where that is. Our mission is to build community, search for meaning, deepen our spirituality, and make a better world. To learn more about First Parish or Unitarian Universalism, please visit uuwayland.org or contact Kate Holland. Please also reach out to a member of the parish committee or to Reverend Stephanie if you have ideas or questions about First Parish. A big thanks to all our service participants today. You can find their names in the order of service. And please note that Middlesex County currently has a medium risk for COVID. That's news as of yesterday. So we recommend that people mask. Don't worry if you came without a mask today thinking we were still in low. It's a recommendation. And any service participant that unmasks has tested negative for COVID this morning. Now, please join me in taking a moment to say hello to one another, including a wave to the front camera and those online. Welcome again, and let our service begin.
Thank you, choir. Oh, can you all hear me? Yes. Thank you, choir, for that beautiful Navajo prayer to start out our today's service that honors the religious traditions that center the earth. To begin our service, we're going to create a circle of sacred space through the practice of calling the directions, the words of which come to us from educator Joan Goodwin. So please rise and body your spirit to join me in this practice. We're going to face this way, which is generally east. Spirit of the east, spirit of air, of morning and springtime, be with us as the sun rises in times of beginning, times of planting. Inspire us with the fresh breath of courage as we go forth into new adventures. Then we'll turn to the south. Spirit of the south, spirit of fire, of noontime and summer, be with us through the heat of the day and help us to be ever growing, Warm us with strength and energy for the work that awaits. And then to the west. Spirit of the west, spirit of water, of evening and autumn, be with us as the sun sets and help us to enjoy a rich harvest. Flow through us with a cooling, healing quietness and bring us peace. And finally to the north. Spirit of the north, spirit of earth, of nighttime and winter, be with us in the darkness, in the time of gestation. Ground us in the wisdom of the changing seasons as we celebrate the spiraling journey of our lives. You may be seated. The image of the circle as sacred shows up in many traditions, including in the Christian Advent wreath, which is itself based on an older pre-Christian pagan tradition of hanging wreaths for Yule or Winter Solstice. For pagans, the circle wreath was a symbol of the turning wheel of the year, which you can learn more about soon as part of RE for All if you wish. I now invite the Williams family to come forward to light the chalice and to light 2 candles on the Advent wreath as we move closer to Christmas. The first candle symbolizes hope, and today's candle points to the gift of love.
Please join us in saying our covenant. With open minds and loving hearts, we gather to search for meaning, to care for one another, and to work together for a better world.
I just wanted to say, we created an altar with the 4 symbols of the 4 directions. So air to the east, the earth, rocks and symbols, rocks and stones as symbol to the north, fire to the south, and water to the west. And I forgot to light our fire.
We're good now. So, as some of you may know, many of our Christmas traditions come from the Christian pagan tradition of celebrating Yule and or Winter Solstice, the shortest day and the longest night of the year. Amidst the cold and the dark, people would bring in green boughs of pine and other evergreens to remind them of the green of life and that it would return again in the spring. This morning, our opening hymn is Deck the Halls, one of my favorites. And so we're going to invite you as we sing to take the evergreens you have. If you don't have any in your hand, there's a huge bucket right behind the last pew. You're welcome to take some. And we're going to invite you to deck this beautiful hall that we're in today. Please put your evergreens in a vacant spot, but I would ask you not to put it anywhere near an open flame. So, Polly, you want to start us off on decking the halls?
Cedar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please be seated. Kate and I both had experience working in the same congregation previously, and they had this tradition which we both loved. Affectionately, we refer to it as the throwing of the greens. So it's just, so throwing. And so it's just a fun way to sort of get us in the spirit of this, both the holiday season generally, but specifically our theme today around paganism. There are many different ways of being religious or spiritual, but what is religion? For me, I think about religion and spirituality as answers to the big questions of life. Indeed, from the very beginning of people being people, humans have asked big questions about themselves and the world in which we live. Questions like, why do the sun and moon rise and set? Why do the seasons change? How did we even get here? And how do we make sense of death? Our own, but also the plants and animals that grow through cycles of birth, growth, and death all around us every day. Already this year, we have learned some about how Christianity and Judaism approach such big questions. For example, they both have sacred books or writings at the center to help them find answers. But not all religions have written books or even beliefs about God at their center. Today and throughout this month of December, we will be learning about religions that place the earth at the center of their big questions and answers. This is a tough month because really we are not talking about one religious tradition, but a whole bunch of them. Conveniently go get my prop as I sneeze. Under one big umbrella. It's a big umbrella, isn't it? Under this big umbrella are pagans, like the gods and goddesses found in ancient Greek or Roman stories, or in Viking or Celtic cultures. There is also Wicca and shamanism, and there are many, many Native American and indigenous spiritualities that vary by geographic location and over thousands of years. It is really a big umbrella. And under this big umbrella, there are many differences, but there are also some shared beliefs. Most importantly, there is a shared belief that we are all connected to the earth. Nature is emphasized, as is the importance of being in balance with nature. For example, Wiccan author Elaine McCoy writes, "When one defines oneself as pagan, it means she or he follows an earth or nature religion, one that sees the divine manifest in all creation. The cycles of nature are holy days. The earth is our temple. Its plants and creatures are partners and teachers." While some under the big umbrella of earth-based religions only focus on the earth itself, many others believe in gods or goddesses, or in many gods or goddesses, spirits and deities that interact and live within the earth. As Unitarian Universalists, we express an element of earth-centered spirituality in our seventh principle that promotes and affirms respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. Or, kids, do you know the seventh one? We believe in caring for the planet Earth, the home we share with all living things. Earth-based religion is also one of our 6 sources named as part of our living, evolving tradition. Specifically, the 6th source affirms the spiritual teachings of earth-centered traditions, which celebrate the sacred circle of life and instruct us to live in harmony with the rhythms of nature. In other words, we learn from earth-centered traditions to value our connection to the earth and our place in its cycles. This connection calls us to pay attention to the earth's many gifts that sustain our life, like the air we breathe, the water we drink, the soil that grows our food, and the fire that keeps us warm and lets us see on dark winter nights. This connection also challenges us to ask ourselves, how do we live in better balance with the earth so that we are not harming the earth by using too much or in other harmful ways? Within the framework of earth-centered religions, living with such awareness, gratitude, and care for the earth forms the basis of one's spiritual life. Being spiritual in this way is one of the very oldest ways people have been religious in the world. And centering the earth in spirituality remains a way that many people continue to be religious. There are many differences under this big umbrella, but there are also really important values and practices that can teach us all to pay attention to the gifts of the earth that sustain us all. May it be so. Blessed be. Our prayer today is a prayer for the earth that comes from Wise Witch. Please join me by feeling yourself centered to the earth, your feet on the floor, which are connected to the earth and these ancient stone foundation that we rest on. And take a deep breath in and out, and another in and out. Earth goddess, by all your great names, Gaia, Demeter, Iana, Isis, hear my prayer. Help me and the citizens of Earth to remain ever attentive to this planet and how our actions affect it. Help us to better appreciate the beauty of Earth's seasons, the wonder of flowers and fruit, the glory of animals in their natural environment, the warmth of grass beneath our feet. As we go about our daily tasks, harmonize our spirits with your cycle. Attune our souls to your voice. Synchronize our hearts to your rhythms. Let us approach each day as a miracle and an opportunity to serve you, the earth. So be it.
One of the things I love the most about being able to go to a UU church is being able to have these different explorations that we've had this year. Certainly wouldn't have been able to do it when I was some of my churches that I attended in Oklahoma when I was younger. So just being able to have this space to think about earth-based spirituality to me is, it feeds my soul. So your offering today supports the work of the church in that pursuit of pursuing different types of spirituality and faiths, and we appreciate it. If you are here in person, you can donate by when we pass around the basket. If you're online, there's ways to donate in your order of service, and now the offering will be gratefully received. Thank you.
you've not been to an RE for All Sunday and you're like, wait, we're done already? This is the special format where we have this brief service and then we all get to go to religious education classes, not just the kids. So we have 3 opportunities today. One is to stay right here in the sanctuary, and for those of you online, we'll continue streaming here to the sanctuary. And that will be with Suzanne Reitz, who, with Sandy Hoyt, wrote a book, the name right, Celebrating, Honoring, Healing, a collection of earth-based rituals. So Suzanne will be talking about her work, and Alyssa will be part of that conversation with her. And also in the building, in the vestry directly below this room, I will be sharing some Native American stories and some activities, which are more talk-focused activities, some drawing. And then in the Stokey Library, Laurel Whitehouse and Kate Holland will be leading an exploration of the pagan wheel of the year. And that will be story and activities. So Stokey for the pagan wheel, Native American stories in the vestry, and a discussion of earth-based rituals here in the sanctuary. Got it? Okay. So at the beginning of the service, Alyssa called the directions to create a sacred space, the sacred circle. And if you can imagine, once read this wonderful book that imagined it almost like a shimmering edge of a circle that we have been held within this sacred space. And so for now, for us to leave this sacred space, we're going to again call the directions, opening and releasing this circle. So please rise in body or in spirit with me. Turning to the north, we receive from the north a blessing. May the firmness of the earth be yours. And then turning to the east, we thank the spirits of the east for the freedom that comes from the air. And to the south, we thank the spirits of the south for the fierceness of the fire. And to the west, we thank the spirits of the west for the flow of the water. May all the gifts of this life, the below and the above, be with you now and remain with you always. Go now in peace. Amen.